No, I'm not worried because I think the adjustments are quite obvious on both sides of the ball. I am shocked, though, and I give the Warriors massive credit. They held Luka Dončić to what his first truly bad playoff game of his entire career. I thought he would get to the record, which was held by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, unofficial record, longest streak to start a career without a bad playoff game, 40. He came up about 15 short. So another knock, in the con column of will Luka became the greatest player of all time. Kareem holds that record along with basically every other NBA record that matters. But that's neither here nor there. The Warriors' defensive game plan was a brilliant masterstroke, and the Mavs did not seem prepared for it. The Warriors had exploitable players on the court throughout the game, and Jordan Poole, Steph Curry, and unfortunately at this point, Klay Thompson's also one of those exploitable players, and the Mavs were not able to exploit it. At times, it looked like they had never dealt with the zone defense. And on the other end of the court, the Warriors were able to play whatever players they wanted to as far as in order to stop Luka on the defensive end. On the offensive end, they could do whatever they wanted because the Mavs were unable to stop Kevon Looney and Draymond Green and Otto Porter from going 14 of 18 from the field for 30 points. So it was a disastrous game on both ends of the court for the Mavs. The Mavs defense was bad, their pace was bad, and they want to play slow, but they don't want to play quite as slow as they did last night. Their offense was the worst I've seen it ever in a postseason game with Luka Dončić. So that all happened. I don't think they should be concerned because the adjustments are obvious, and I think Jason Kidd will make them. I do, however, want to give one slight warning or, just a point of advice to Broussard and Wilds. This show is the best when all of us are able to, bathe ourselves in some form of glory throughout a series. It is not going to be good for the two of you if you don't learn from your awful, grievous mistakes of the previous round. If you start taking victory laps after a home game one win, it will work out well for me in the end, but I would like raising tide. I would like all boats. So I would just say, I think it behooves you to be tempered with your analysis this morning, to not be hyperbolic, to not be over the top, the way you both were after game one of the Sun series, and then you had egg dripping from both of your beautiful faces. So that's all. I'm not worried. I was a bit surprised.
All right, Nick, first of all, I think the last thing you need to be doing right now is giving advice, okay? Because you said not only did you pick Dallas to win, didn't you pick them in 5? So they're about to win the next 4 games. Is that what
means they have to lose one?
Believe?
I'm halfway there. Dallas in 5 means Warriors win 1, Dallas wins 4. Check mark 1. Already halfway home, buddy.
All right.
Go ahead.
Look, I know it was sarcasm.
Facts.
I know it was insincere. But you did offer me, 5 or 6 olive branches last week or two in the Boston-Milwaukee series. So, Nick, look. Yeah. I am no gimmicks, no tricks, no strings attached. You can say it was you were disillusioned, you were fooled by your family ties to your large adult Slovenian son. Whatever. I don't care what excuse you make, but I am offering you, Nick, an olive branch. This will be the last one of this series. So I suggest you take it. But would you like to come on over to the Golden State sides with Wild and me?
Of course.
Okay. So they just went into the game having no idea what Golden State might do, right? The adjustments were so obvious. All right, Nick, the problem is, and you did, I give you credit. You gave a nice 7-minute soliloquy yesterday on why this was such a bad matchup for Golden State. And to the unenlightened and the uninformed, it was impressive. But here's the thing. You based it on the 4 regular season games, 3 of which Draymond Green didn't even play in. 2 of which Klay Thompson didn't even play in. And the one that Klay did play, he was 2 weeks back from his horrific injuries. All right, so
that was sitting right there for you yesterday.
It is obviously
surprised me.
It is obviously not a bad matchup for Golden State. And you mentioned the defense, and they did. Look, you're right. Golden State was fantastic defensively. Somehow, they were able to guard on the perimeter and then still get back into the paint and be handsy whenever Dallas got in there. And they're a handsy bunch. They were fourth in the league in steals, but they're slapping at everything and still able to guard on the perimeter well. Dallas did. I'll give you this. I'm going to throw you a little, a little something to get excited about. Dallas missed a lot of open threes. Luka will be better. There's no doubt about that. But this is still a tough uphill battle for the Dallas Mavericks. You don't think they wanted to get Jordan Poole and Steph Curry in one-on-one situations with Luka? Of course they did. They could not. And then offensively, I sold Andrew Wiggins short. And I apologize to Wiggins. You know he's my man. But while yesterday I said Golden State had 3 bona fide big-time scorers on this team, I left out Wiggins. So it's really 4. He was scored 20 points a game. Hold on. Averaged 20 points a game for 3 years in Minnesota. And as the fourth scoring option, he is in the perfect situation. He can defend his tail off like he did yesterday against Luka. Great job. And give you a bunch of points. He gave you 19 yesterday. And so, Wilds, look, I think Dallas is going to win a game. I picked them in 6. Picked Golden State in 6. So Dallas will win a game or 2. But, yeah, I mean, Golden State is rolling.
Okay. Shout out. First of all, Andrew Wiggins, the most underrated all-star of all time, starts the all-star game like, hey, he's okay in the Western Conference Finals. Good job. So like, whoa, I started the all-star game. I should be okay. All right. I have a confession to make. Not really a confession. It's more of just a one-on-one here between me and the audience.
A thing to say.
Look, I try to come on this show every day and be honest with you. And before I do that, I look in this mirror here. I check to make sure my hair looks perfect. And then I got to be honest with myself. And I did my opening salvo. I said, oh, Nick Wright, more turnovers than field goals made. Me and Broussard are going to be on easy street. Broussard and Nick, I don't necessarily feel that way anymore. I'm scarred by my Luka experience in Phoenix, Broussard. The Suns were 11-0 against the Mavs, and I was like, oh, we're good. So I'm like, but Steve Kerr, 19-1 winning game 1, it doesn't matter anymore. So, Nick, I hate to say it, I don't think you should be worried either. It's a little bit of a surprise, but
of course
you made me
just go, Wilds. Just go. Just go over.
No,
I'm not.
I don't want him.
Look at him smiling.
He can't hedge if he goes over. I don't want him.
First of all, no. I do not want Wilds on my side, but Wilds had some cogent analysis there with the exception of him. Andrew Wiggins was an all-star starter because BTS and K-pop fans stacked the ballot box. The idea
is what it is.
Do they get to affect the scores of the games? Now, Wiggins' defense was excellent. And I folded my hand on calling Wiggins a bad player years ago to Brew. Brew was right. I was wrong. And I'm very glad that happened because we always have that to stand on. Like, has Brew ever truly beaten Nick in an argument? It's like, well, there was the Wiggins thing from 2018. It's like, okay, good. That makes the show better. So Brew was right about that.
Boston, Milwaukee. That's all I'm saying.
That wasn't a debate. That was a pick, and Middleton was out. You know, things happen Game 7. Doesn't matter. Point is this. Let me just finish quickly here. I liked, actually, what Dallas was doing defensively. I thought that their plan clearly was the others are going to have to beat us, and yesterday the others did. Offensively, they need to make some massive adjustments, but even without the adjustments, to Wild's point, they had 7 wide-open threes in the first quarter that they missed, and I think it frustrated Luka, and Luka's not going to play this bad.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.